To answer your question, Michelle, why do we have so much hate? I feel like I'm being pulled in so many different directions. Some days I thought we were supposed to love our neighbors, but not all Christians feel that way. The other day, I was I was on my way to Moncton. Actually, I was on my way to Moncton. So my aunt lived in Moncton, New Brunswick, which is about a 2.5 hour drive. And so I was on my way up there, and I was listening to some podcasts, and Tennessee Brando popped on. It was a video he put out yesterday, and in it, he talks about the basically the wealth transfer, if I could put those words in his mouth, that a lot of people are going to be hurt by this new bill, and it's going to benefit very few. It's going to benefit the richest of the rich. And as he was talking, one of the things that I thought about was something that C.S. Lewis says in the Screw Tape Letters. It's in chapter 18, so spoiler alert here. In the Screw Tape Letters in chapter 18, Lewis talks about not Lewis, Screw Tape, the demon. He talks about life being about competition. And that's what we want. That's what the demons want to instill. That's what they want to foster. They want to encourage, and they want to encourage people and inspire people to be more competitive with each other. That it's your job to have more than the person next to you. It's your job to gain more than the person 2 blocks over. Your job is to be the most successful according to human standards. Okay, your job is to be the most successful according to human standards. Of course, well, what are our human standards? Well, our standards are status within the community, right? That can be a sign of success. Wealth is another thing that we would often use as a measurement of success. Who you're married to, the car you drive, the house you live in, the clothes you wear, your children's academic or athletic accomplishments. There's hundreds of very, very shallow things that we say, okay, this means that I'm achieving. This means that I'm getting there. This means that I'm successful. Look, don't you see? My kid has 2 gold medals. Your kid only has 1. Well, I must be better than you. And this mentality, I think, from Screwtape's perspective, because Lewis is writing from a Christian understanding, by encouraging demons to encourage the idea of competition within humans, they are, in fact, working counter to the teachings of Jesus. Right? Jesus never tells us to be in competition with each other. As a matter of fact, while Jesus never mentions competition, I would say his message of charity and generosity, his message of sharing, his message of providing for, of taking care of the people who are on the margins of our society, on the edge of our society, the most vulnerable within our community, tells me that competition is completely out. Or at least what you should be competing for. Like if I'm going to be better than you, then at least make it about these standards and these standards. Like, how have you loved the most unlovable people within your community? How have you loved the people that nobody wants to be near? How have you taken care of people who have absolutely nothing and no one else wants to help? Right? So how are you someone who exhibits the fruits of the Spirit? Like, if you're going to compete, then you be the one that, woohoo, I'm the best at exhibiting the fruits of the Spirit kind of thing. But even there, I would say no, because that gets in the way of the overall. It gets in the way of the overall life, which is meant to be a life of justice, mercy, and humility. So when you ask that question, why do we have so much hate? And when Tennessee Brando, in his video, and I'll put a link to the video in the description if I release this, but I think we're terrified that somebody's going to have more than we do. Somebody's going to get more than we do. We're terrified that somebody's going to come along and take from us, because if they take from us, then we'll have less, and therefore I might lose. I might find myself losing this competition. Why is there so much hate? It's because we see each other. We don't see each other as children of God. We see each other as a danger. We see one another as people, individuals, communities, cultures who will take what we have, who will become more successful, who will become more wealthy, who will become more powerful, who will gain status and authority. It's this sense of competition that's between us, and it's not just like it's not just they have us pitted against one another. Like, that's definitely a thing, right? That is definitely a thing, and I don't know if there's been any genuine sociological work done on this, but it doesn't take a rocket science to see that that a small percentage of our population make out very, very, very well when we are at one another's throats. They make out incredibly well when we are fighting each other for the scraps. But at the same time, they're fighting amongst themselves as well. They want to be the richest. They want to be the most glorious. They want to be the most influential. They want to have they want to have the headlines this week for their big, wild, incredible wedding in Venice. They want to have the headlines of being in charge of government efficiency. Right? They're fighting that cadre of the rich and powerful. They are still in competition with each other, despite the fact that they have more than 99% of the human race. It's not enough. Right? They're still in competition with one another. God, this isn't a game. This isn't a game where at the end of the day, woo, I win. No. I win if we win. I win if we cross the line together. You know, Paul actually in one of the epistles, he talks about running the race of faith. And you know, we got to get to the finish line, and it's an interesting allegory that he uses to describe this life journey of ours. But at the end, man, we aren't winners unless everyone crosses the line. And as I run my journey of faith, my job, well, I think not my job, but as I run my journey of faith, the true milestones, the true indicators of success are when others are provided for, when others are loved, when others can eat, when others have a good place to rest their head, when others are clothed, when others don't feel alone, when others feel like they're being supported. This ain't I don't have to beat you. I don't have to have more than you do. I don't have to be more than you are. I don't have to have more sway, more money. I don't have to have a prettier husband or a more handsome wife. I don't need to drive a better car. That's not how we in this world are going to get ahead. And it's not how we're going to get rid of hate. We have to stop seeing one another as competitors. And we must begin to see one another as brothers and sisters, as people that we have a responsibility to. You ever see those great videos? As often it's with runners. Well, there actually, and I think there's one video out there. There were these two runners. They might have been British, I think, and one guy's like just staggering. He's stumbling. He's completely dehydrated. He's like 10 feet away from the finish line, and can't go. Like can't get there. And his brother was racing in the same race, and he comes up behind him, picks his brother up, carries him across the finish line. And I don't know if that counted, but what a beautiful thing it was to see. So we need to be more like that with everybody. Because if I genuinely believe that you are someone that I am supposed to help succeed, that you are someone I am supposed to help, to provide for, to be there for, if I can see you, if I can genuinely see you as a brother, sister, as a child of God, then I won't see you as someone to destroy. I won't see you as someone to own. I won't see you as someone to compete with. And therefore I'll have no reason to hate you. Why is there so much hate? We don't see one another. We don't see one another as precious. We only see the danger in each other. Amen.